and good morning and good afternoon to everyone from all around the world. Welcome to tonight's Wealth Creation and Leadership Training session with Project 61. I'm Sarvananthan, and I'm super excited to be with you all here. Thank you. Whether you're joining from different time zones or different continents, I hope you're ready to dive in and elevate your life, because that's what Project 61 it's all about. Project 61 International is a global community where you truly belong, a place where you believe in your calling and your potential to achieve greatness. Here, we are not just dreaming, we're turning those dreams into reality. We're doing it together. At Project 61, we believe that everyone has a unique calling, which is true. Everyone has got a unique calling. And yeah, maybe you've already discovered it, or maybe you're still searching for it, whether you're on your journey. Yeah, our mission is to help you uncover that calling on it and take bold action. We provide the tools, resources, and mentorship you need to succeed, not just in your professional life, but in your community and beyond. Because let's face it, success isn't something you achieve alone. It's about being part of a family, a community that lifts you up and pushes you to be your very best. And that's what Project 61 is all about, creating a network of leaders who are driven, focused, and ready to make things happen. If you're ready to turn your dreams into reality and be part of something bigger than yourself, then you're in the right place. Project 61 is where your calling matters and your future is limitless. Thank you. Now, before we dive in deeper into tonight's session, I'm excited to introduce someone who has been an incredible overseer and a foreigner and a forerunner at Project 61. She's a beacon of inspiration and has been instrumental in our journey. So let's light up the chat with 888 for amazing, my Aunt Rebecca De Silva.
Thank you, Hassim.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. So to anyone here who doesn't know me, I'm Rebecca, and proud aunt of this wonderful young man who is so confident and did an awesome job in hosting, didn't he? Love you to put 777 in the chat group for Hyacinth if you thought his hosting was awesome. I will be putting mine because I think you were awesome. Thank you, Hyacinth. So my name is Rebecca, as I said, for anyone who does not know me on here. And I'm the treasurer of P61, as well as the managing director of Unique Love, an NDIS provider company. So this Wealth Creation Hour has been a great eye-opener for me. Even though Rueben is my brother from the same mother, and aside from the obvious differences, we have been quite different when it comes to wealth creation, taking risks, and giving things a go. Having been a perfectionist, and I say having been, as I make it a point to aim not to be one now, I used to be quite scared to think big or try something different in case I failed. So I settled for the mediocre, which was not my portion. I and you have been designed for so much more than just the mediocre. This Wealth Creation Hour and what Rueben has been teaching us here has really transformed my thinking. It has, I now dream big, think big, and aim for that full portion with confidence, having an educated knowledge of my risks, researching and actually taking steps towards that billion-dollar mindset that can be mine if I keep thinking and dreaming big, and can be yours too. So I encourage you to be persistent and keep being transformed in your thinking, as wealth is much more than just about money. It's about living your God-given dream and fulfilling your destiny. I thank you, Neil Shan. I call him Neil Shan. Leoshan, Rueben, for stewarding well the wisdom God has given you in the area of wealth, and for generously sharing it with us too. We thank God for giving you a heart that never wants to leave anyone behind. So thank you for letting me share what wealth creation has done for me. And I know it can do the same for each and every one of you. Thank you. Over to you, Em. Or Hyacinth.
Thank you so much, Anta. That was amazing. Pass it back to Auntie Kim. You want to say something? Or?
No, actually, no, I've got nothing else to say. Or further ado, please welcome an amazing mentor. He's also a father figure and also a fathering many children, but also he helps me for my throughout my personal life as well, through the finances in the wealth creation and leadership side of things. So thank you, Ruben. Put a 888 into the group chat. Ruben, over to you. Thank you, Hyacinth. Thank you, Rebecca.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you. Wonderful. Guys, can we just give it up for these three? They did such a great job. It's not easy talking. Everyone thinks it's easy until they go to do it, right? And then they go, that is hard. I telling my Hyacinth boy, I was just preparing him for today. I said, I still get nervous. He said, really? I said, yes, just talk to my armpits at the end of a session because I have to go change my clothes. So hey, we all go through our little nerves, and my wife laughed at me and said, "You still get nervous?" I said, "Absolutely," because why? When we want to deliver something that's powerful, clear, there's a lot of preparation that goes in the background, right? So you guys are very important, and so I really thank God that M has done an amazing job to bring up the quality of what we're doing. How many of you think it's been looking good, the quality of presentation, what is coming? Because we're very serious about wealth creation, right? It is such an important part of our lives, and it's about getting the mindset right. Now, guys, if you are on here and you kind of look around and say, oh, some of my friends are not here, someone who was meant to be here is not here, just invite them in because it is very powerful sessions that we have seen. Obviously, those who are in are seeing changes in what's taking place as well. And how many of you are excited to be in September? If you are, pop a 333 in the chat group because I'm super excited about September. I'm learning to not worry about time anymore in terms of, don't worry, I won't keep you for 10 hours, or will I? You won't know, bend time. But it's exciting because we're just getting to this place where we're not running out of time, getting to a place where we're in charge and control of time, and we're redeeming the times that have gone by as well. And it doesn't matter where you're coming in from, which country, which background, which place, what gender, what background, what education, whether you're married, single mom, single dad, divorced, whatever. It doesn't, all of those things don't matter when we look to the future and say it's our responsibility to take charge of our wealth. And if you agree with me, I want you to put a big yes in there because we can't change the past, but we can take control of the future. And the way we do that is to take responsibility for now. And you jumping in is super, super exciting to me because it means you've taken responsibility for now. And I am so grateful. I never take it for granted for everyone that turns up here. It is a very powerful time. And you spent the day preparing, and I'm really, really excited about what we're going to be doing today. Now, could you guys just let me know if you can see one screen, not two, just making sure. Yes, I see a hand with Ross. Thank you. Welcome to everyone. If you, as I said, if you look around and see, oh, this person's not here, let's just invite them in. Can we also say thank you to Rubika? I am so excited about her testimony. She's the treasurer for P61. And we have a treasurer assistant, Hiromi, who's, both of them do nothing right now because I have to do everything because I'm a control freak. But no, I'm kidding. They keep me instead, and I'm really excited about how we see things progressing. And also Very excited about, again, because of the wealth creation course, I'm seeing her transition into being the managing director of Unique Love, which is an amazing NDIS program. For those who are in America, in Australia, you'll know what we're talking about. That's helping those who have other abilities that the government can't look after them in institutions. And so we're creating better systems and better place for them. Wealth creation leadership. This is our hour. Let's get our notes. Let's move forward. We've been talking about the next step in freedom, and we started a series on imagination. Now, I want to give you guys a moment, and I want you to make sure your fingers are nimble so you can type something out. I said to you last week, take a picture of this, and I said, have a look at what you see in it. Now, some of us come from spiritual backgrounds. We look at this as a prophetic thing. Some of us come from a background where whether we're spiritual or not, we can sense that what does this talk to us about? Why is this important? We've been talking about manifesting our dreams, our thoughts, manifesting our vision and our purpose. So when you look at this, what do you see in a couple of words? I want you to type it in. What's kind of like coming to you? Is it exciting? Is it unsure? Is it fearful? Is it unknown? What do you see with this image of this woman with this amazing hair that's in galaxies, reading this book? Is there, what's coming through to you? I want you to just type in the chat group, just a couple of lines or a couple of words. You don't have to write a paragraph. Just what's coming to you when you think about this, and we use the word manifesting our dreams. What does that come to conjure up in your mind? What are the thoughts that come in? Because today's session and this series is about our imagination, and our imagination is very powerful and very important. Amazing and exciting ideas coming our way, yes. And we can certainly say that's happening. Some of you are going to stay back afterwards, and we're going to have a chat to a couple of people on these, some new things that are taking place. We're seeing.
Can I just ask, is there another screen? Is there? Because I've only got you on my screen.
Is everyone else only seeing me on the screen? Or is anyone seeing this lady that I'm seeing? No one's seeing the lady.
Yeah, well, I've got the lady.
It's funny.
Okay.
All we see is you, Rueben.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know why.
I see the woman.
You put an update on your
the
Zoom. Pastor Samuel is seeing the lady. Great. Okay, so those who can't and only seeing me is up on the top of your Zoom. There's a tab, and you should be able to change the tab, and that should be able to then change to seeing me. Did that work? There's a tab at the top of your Zoom.
And what do you change on it?
It should, whoever can see the tab, can you read it out? Someone, I think it should say participants, and then it should say share screen, something like that.
No, I haven't got that written up there. I've got Zoom workplace meeting, view, edit, window, help.
I can hear you. You are viewing Rueben's servant screen.
Yep, Rueben Sarvananthan screen.
Rueben's screen.
Yeah.
Got to press
Then
that.
you have view options.
Beautiful.
Okay, now I've pressed it.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Kim and Em, have you got it working? Has everyone else got it working? Because when I say beautiful girl with hair, it's not me, all right? With the galaxy in my head, it's not me. All right. So a lady educating herself, yes, like that. What else are people seeing apart from seeing a lady? Now everyone can see a lady. Yes. Visions and many opportunities lighting up in the stars. I love that, Hyacinth. Beautiful. What about others? What are you seeing when you see this picture? Because what I want you to do is spark your imagination. Because once we spark our imagination, things begin to take place. Things that are outside of the galaxy that are meant for this earth, but can only come through us. All right. So things that are outside of this galaxy that are meant for us, that can only come through us, meant for the earth. It allows us to spark this. Your mind has the power to create your dreams. Love it. Anything is possible. Yes. Amazing. Ross, Bible opening up eternity. Yes. I also see that book as this book of wisdom, and this book that opens up many, many opportunities for us. Yeah. Wonderful. Keep it coming in. I see all ideas lighting up in her brain and leaving her body. Amazing. I love that. Some see things flowing out, some things coming in. So last week, guys, we talked about 5 ways to manifest dreams, ideas, and thoughts to reality. And this is important. I want to remind you of this again. And I'm just going to mute everyone just for the recording. So just give me a second while we do that. Okay. So no matter what dreams and vision you have for yourself, you are the one that's responsible for its manifestation. And I said this last time, and I want you to think about that again. For any grand dream, you will have critics. People will call you unreasonable, and self-doubt will try to sneak into your soul and darken your vision. You need to manifest through them. And that's how I see this image as well, learning to manifest through any obstacles, but also learning to not focus on the obstacles, but instead being excited about what this is showing you, the future of what potential is there. Waves of streaming, incredible ideas being siphoned. Love it. I see concentration and in high spirit. Amazing. I see galaxy spiritual being well done. Out of this world. Beautiful. Okay. So this is who we are. So last time we talked about, over the last 2 weeks, we've talked about 5 ways to manifest our dreams. The first one is have a dream, move it to vision, and attach to purpose. Second is figure out your calling. What are you so passionate about that you would do it for free? Third is have a strong belief. Fourth is start to talk about your imagination like it's being done. And fifth is decide and act in the way you will behave now once your dream has been achieved. Okay. And if you've missed any of this, don't worry, just get the recording from last week. It's in our WhatsApp group, it's in our Telegram group, it's on YouTube. And if you're not in any of those, contact either the person who invited you or myself, and we'll pop you on to the right group. All right. So today I want to talk about the 10 ways that when we're trying to manifest our dreams, we can have challenges and hurdles. Okay. And you don't have to take a screenshot of this. I'll put it back later, but there are 10 things we want to talk about today and see how we can flip them. So what I'm big on and why I like this picture is that for me, it's not about just looking at the hurdles. The hurdles help us to connect. All right. So I'll talk about some negative things because it helps us to connect. You know, when I say, how many of you feel like you don't have enough finances right now? Please put a 222 in your chat, in the chat group. Let's see how many respond. You feel like you don't have enough finances. Now, that's kind of like a negative, but it helps you connect with what you feel, your reality. And then we look at how we flip that. So how many of you feel like you don't have enough finances right now? Put a 222 in the chat group. All right. Good. So a couple of people. What about the others? You feel like, just, wish I could just have a little bit more money flow, a bit more cash flow. That would really be helpful. Okay. So a few more of you. All right. Now, when we look at obstacles, what I want to be able to do is take the obstacle and see how we can turn them around. All right. So we're going to look at manifesting our dreams, and we can look at, in manifesting our dreams, there can be challenges for a variety of reasons. And here are some common hurdles that we're going to look at. All right. We've just had the Olympics take place, the Paralympics. I don't know if anyone's been watching. It's just amazing seeing some of the people who are doing better things and much better than what we could do as able-bodied people in the Paralympics. Amazing. Nothing can stop them. So number one, the first one, and it was funny, I was talking to you, Rubika, while I was doing this today. The first one is self-doubt. Okay. So one of the biggest hurdles that stop us from manifesting our dreams is self-doubt. What is self-doubt? Doubts about our abilities or worthiness can undermine our efforts and prevent us from taking necessary action. You guys can still see the screen. And if you can, please put a 111, or I see some heads nodding. Perfect. So doubts about our abilities or worthiness can undermine our efforts and prevent us from taking necessary action. So how many of you, when you got these amazing dreams, amazing thoughts, sometimes also have these thoughts that weigh you down, like, I must be perfect. I'm not good enough. Nobody loves me. I'm not worthy. I can't do it. I'm going to make a mistake. All right. Hyacinth, did you have that one just before you, jumped on today? Can't do it. I'm going to make a mistake, right? How many of you have this? And on a scale of 1 to 10, could you pop in whether you feel, 1 being not really, this isn't relevant to me, 10 being this very relevant to me, that self-doubt is one of those hurdles that are stopping you manifesting your dreams. Okay. And for some of you, this might be new. Some of you, this might be, yes, I know this. Some of you might go, I don't know. I've never thought about it. Hasn't disturbed me before. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, this does not bother me at all. Self-doubt is not an issue for me. To 10 being, self-doubt is definitely an issue for me that is stopping me. Okay. And again, this is not a condemnation. Remember, this is an observation. Okay. This is you observing, you being able to observe, you being able to grab a hold of this information and go, is self-doubt something that stops me from achieving my dreams? Okay. Thank you for guys inputting. So what's the opposite of self-doubt? Confidence. Okay. How do I gain confidence? Again, I want you guys to begin to understand that sometimes as self-doubt, when we recognize self-doubt, then the way to overcome self-doubt is to flip it and say, what is the opposite of that? And how do I focus on that? So for me, the opposite of that is confidence. And in confidence, how do I flip my self-doubt? And so I love what the good book says about confidence. It says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Okay, Philippians 4:13. And that really helps me in my journey. Yes, definitely overthinking as well. Now, who knows who this person is? Pop it in the chat group. Let's see if, I wonder if our young people know this person as well. Yeah, that'll be fun. Pop it in the chat group if you know who this person is. Hey, we got a winner, J-Lo. All right, some of you know her. All right, I love this story from her. She says, I feel very proud that I survived as long as I have in this business, the acting business. At this point in my life, I'm trying to give myself more credit. It's hard when people are always telling you that you're not good at things or saying, why is she successful? You get a lot of that when you're a successful woman. You don't get that as much when you're a man. The thing about people, especially women, is that you can have 12 people telling you you're amazing, but that one person kind of putting you down, that's the voice that sticks in your head. Is that true? Yeah, I can certainly say definitely. I think sometimes people try to make you feel like you're a fraud, and maybe you're afraid you're one too. Then finally you go, wait, I'm not lying. I've been doing this a long time. This is not a mistake. I worked hard to be here. And you know what? Congratulations to myself. Not in an arrogant way, but by any means, it's like you're doing good, baby. Give yourself a break. All right. And sometimes we need to have some really good self-talk to help us through some of these journeys. Would you agree? Okay. And so confidence needs to start from within. All right. I want you guys to take note of that. Write that down if you need to. Tell yourself that. And that part of that is what I tell you. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, Rueben, you look amazing. And don't do a Ross that says, hey, Rueben, you look amazing. Just put your name in there instead of me. But you could say, I look amazing. I'm more than happy. All right. Number 2. So 10 hurdles in manifesting our dreams. And, you know, not all of them will pertain to you, but if you can grab a few of them today and flip them, you will start to realize how your dreams have stopped and how you can change it. The second one is fear of failure. Fear of failure can be paralyzing, causing us to avoid taking risks or pursuing our goals. I think, Rubika, you said it really well at the start that you tend to be a perfectionist, but I'm really excited to hear that you're getting over that. But I think, you know, again, the flipping of that is not, when someone's a perfectionist, you can change that to being someone who makes sure all the details are there and everything is completed in excellence. Okay, and that's great. You want to have someone like that in your team, or looking after you, or looking out for you, or even in things that you do. You see with the corporate that you're going to start, and you've started, having a perfectionist at the helm, or let's say a person of excellence. Perfection is not good, but excellence is better. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, guys, again, 1 being this does not bother me, to 10 being this is such a deal breaker for manifesting my dreams. This literally is an obstacle. On a scale of 1 to 10, fear of failure. Let's put some numbers down. Wonderful. And again, it's self-awareness, not a condemnation. It's a self-evaluation. All right. If you are above the 5 mark, some are below. Great. Amazing. Used to be a 10, getting down to a 5. Beautiful. Okay. And again, once we begin to see and understand some of the obstacles to manifesting our dreams, we can flip this. So what's the flip side of failure? Is a desire for success. So whenever there's a fear of failure, is to stop and think, do I really desire this success? Is this success and more important than my fear for failure? I remember when I wrote my first book, God's Calling, Discovering God's Calling, Your Purpose. I could not get it out to print because I just kept going through it over and over again, getting everyone else to check it, wanting to make sure there was no mistakes. And I actually was, the perfectionist in me was coming up because I was fearful that this one book has to be the success, right? Because that was all the thought I had. And I still remember a friend of mine said, we were having a conversation. He said, you can always have a version 2. And the moment he said that, boom, the desire to get this book out, to remind myself that I was asked to do this book to help others, just came in, and I put it out the way it was. Then I did a version 2, and then I did a version 3. And of course, the version 3 looks so much better than 2 and 1, but I put it out. Okay. And so the desire for success would be the flip for the fear of failure. It says in Deuteronomy 8:18, remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth. So when we have a God-given desire to be successful, then we need to steward that well. And anything less, we need to ask ourselves why we're not doing. Psalm 37:4 says, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. So it is the desire for success is built in from heaven. It's not our selfish desires or something that's going to cause us to move away from our values and our character. Quite the opposite. It moves us towards fulfilling who we are in our character and in the values we have. Would you agree? Okay. All right. Trivia time. Who knows who this person is? Pop it in the chat group. Ooh. Maybe the younger ones know this person. Oh, is that Kim or M? I said you didn't know this person. Emmanuel, you didn't know this person. Come on. Yeah, this is Bear Grylls. Man versus Wild, okay? Man versus Wild star Bear Grylls is known for his incredible survival skills and ability to solve problems while facing extreme consequences. Have you guys seen any of this? If you have, put a triple 2 in the chat group so I know that, hey, I'm not talking about someone you don't know, because I would like it to be relatable. That would be important. So I love what he says, that if you really want to live empowered, you've got to face those fears. Now, I don't know if I can do what he does, but it's really beautiful to see how extreme situations, how he faces them, and to realize that he actually has fears, but his desire for success, to survive through those days, to get through that TV program, to show who the skills and ability of having dominion over the earth is possible. Wonderful. Number 3, guys. So 10 hurdles in manifesting our dreams, the lack of clarity. Who's been here? I've been here the last few months, just rebranding myself has taken a little bit of a toll on clarity in a few things that have taken place over the last few months for me personally. If we're not clear about what we want, it's hard to make a concrete plan or stay motivated. And so, this picture just kind of looks at, it's great ideas, but the clarity sometimes can cause confusion. So on a scale of 1 to 10 again, where 1 being, there's not a hurdle that's not stopped me manifesting my dreams, to number 10, where this is really a deal breaker for me sometimes. It's such an obstacle. Can you pop in between 1 to 10 where the lack of clarity has been a problem for you? I can certainly say about 3-4 months ago, up to about 2 months ago, it was a very big issue for me. It was about an 8 or 9. And so I had to really keep digging my heels in and trying to figure out my clarity about where I was going. Now, most people have got a low. All right. So mine was a high. Most of you have been a low. Congratulations. Well done. Hiromi, you're with me. Good girl. At SE67. Now, it's interesting, just for those who are on the high, those who are super intelligent, highly motivated, have so many dreams and ideas. No, I'm kidding. But to be very clear, if you have a lot of ideas and thoughts, this can really be an obstacle for you. I can see clearly for others more than I can see for myself sometimes, until I'm clear on my where I'm going. When I'm clear on where I'm going, no one can stop me. But sometimes it's easier to see it for others than I see it for myself. And you might be in that position too. Don't be kind to yourself. It's just because sometimes some of us have this huge ability with lots of ideas in our mind that we just don't know how to put it to a place of motion, especially if it's a new elevated area and a new arena. Okay. So what's the opposite of lack of clarity? Clear vision. All right. I love what it says in Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision, make it plain on tablets so he may run who reads it. So once if I'm struggling with clear vision, I talk a lot to people. That is a sounding board to me. That is my support group. So some of you guys have been in my support group. You'll hear me talking a lot, getting ideas out. Sometimes they're ridiculous ideas. Sometimes the ideas you don't even understand because I have still got them in my mind, and I'm doing a Josiah, which is my 8-year-old, where my mind's going faster than my words, and my words coming out don't make sense because I already got it all in my mind. But by just speaking it out, having conversations, it brings clarity. All right. So that's the way we flip it. Lack of clarity, flip it, write it down, make it clear. Even if it's written down and it's not clear, go back and revisit it. Okay, I don't know if any of you have ever written down vision. You go back after a month or a week and you go, oh, that doesn't sound right. And just go back and you rewrite again, right? But at the time when you're writing down, it made sense because internally your mind was making sense to it. Now you go back as a stranger reading it again without that internal dialogue at the time that was happening and go, what was I saying there? And that's great because it allows you to bring more clarity to things. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, Margaret, I can see more fathers mostly. Yes, that happens to me a lot. Anyone know who this one is? Now, come on, everyone's got to know who this one is. If you don't, I'm going to have a problem with you. Yes. Come on, pop it in the chat group, pop it in the chat group. Cindy Loper, are you kidding me? Are you being a joker? Yes, the big O. Yes, Oprah. Okay. One of the busiest women in Hollywood. She always decided to take a day off. Oprah has had to learn to prioritize self-care in order to avoid burnout. The primary way she shows herself a little love and recharges her batteries is by taking a day off. I always give myself Sundays as a spiritual base of renewal, a day when I do absolutely nothing. I sit in my jammies or take a walk, and I allow myself time to be, capital B-E, to be with myself. When I don't, I absolutely become stressed, irritable, anxiety prone, and not the person I want to be in the world. While you may not have the luxury of taking a whole day off each week, try scheduling in at least a small block of non-negotiable time to do whatever it is that makes your heart sing. You'll be sure to find that you feel more relaxed and centered after the fact. Okay? Margaret Thatcher. I'm really going to have a word to some of you guys. That doesn't even look like Margaret Thatcher. Anyway. So guys, part of clarity and helping to have clear vision, apart from talking to your support group and all, is having me time. Can you put in the chat group, me time? My wife laughed the first time I said I need me time. She goes, what is that? And I described it to her and then she laughed even harder. She was not helpful in my clarity and my vision and my ability to just have some time to relax. So me time is very important. A lot of us come from cultures where we don't think it is, and we think that it's not a good thing, especially if you have children or you have responsibilities that you can't take time off. You need to. It's very important. It's non-negotiable. Okay, so it is very important to do. I would love to have, and sometimes I do, but how I would love to have 5 days a week of me time and work 2 days rather than the opposite way, right? When I used to work in Korea, I used to say, rather than having 2 days weekend, why don't I work 2 days and do absolutely smash my work through for 2 days and have 5 days off. Now I get to have 7 days a week off and it's more exciting. I get to do the things I want to do, buy back my time, which is really great. Awesome. 10 hurdles in manifesting our dreams. We're up to number 4. Okay, guys, if you're with me, proper 888 in the chat group. 8 is new beginnings. 7 is perfection. I just want to see you guys are with me. This is helpful, okay, because I want to show you that maybe you might identify with something and go, I can flip this, and this is going to help you with manifesting your dreams. Inconsistent effort. This picture is amazing, and this says it all, right? Inconsistent effort. When you have inconsistent effort, you're not going to reach the top as easily as when you have consistent effort. You're not going to reach your goals as easily. Would you agree with that? All right. So achieving dreams often requires persistent effort. Inconsistent actions or giving up too soon can stall progress. All right. Now, thinking about it, And again, I want you on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being this isn't an issue for me, to 10 being this is a huge issue for me. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you relate to inconsistent efforts being something that has been a hurdle and something that maybe has kind of stopped your dreams? We got one person on a 3. What about the others? Inconsistent effort. Achieving dreams often requires persistent effort. So have you felt like you've just not got through persistently? All right. So most of you are under 5s. Good. So you're consistent. So obviously the opposite of inconsistent effort is consistency. Okay. Being consistent. And I love this scripture that says from Isaiah 57, for the Lord God will help you. Therefore shall I not be confounded. Therefore have I set my face like a flint, and I know that I shall not be ashamed. I love this scripture because it kind of reminds me of like just setting your face to consistently do what you need to do every day or every moment to get the results that you need to get. And if you don't do it, then you know that you haven't manifested what you're required to do. It could be 5 minutes a day doing some push-ups. It could be taking a 20-minute walk every day. It could be spending 10 minutes with your family or your loved one, just without phones, without anything else, just saying, hey, I'm here. I love you. I want to spend time with you. Let's just spend that time rather than anything else. It could be having dinner together or a meal together with family. It could be working on the things you hate, like me not liking my taxes, having to do my taxes, loving the fact that I can minimize them, but don't like having to do them. It could be just, spending a certain amount of time every day, being consistent to achieve your goals. It could be working on that next great plan. It could be working on your next real estate deal. How many of you enjoyed the real estate course that we went for yesterday? For those who went, pop a 333 if you went Australia and you went Melbourne. It could be working consistently on plans that help you build wealth. It could be something, learning consistently to do it. Set your face like flint, like you set your face, you set your goal, you do not look left or right. All right, who knows this person? I think you might know of his work. I'm not sure if you know who this person is. Gosh, this is the prettiest picture I could find of him. He's a little bit of an ugly bloke. Who knows this person? Gosh, no one knows him. No one wants to have a go. Nowadays you can take your phone and Google pictures, right? But hey, Superman, Bill Gates, no way. Oh my goodness. All right, this is Stephen King. You all know who Stephen King is? Stephen King. We watched a movie when we were kids called It. Very scary. He has got bestsellers, and you might like him or not like him. I don't really like his movies, but he has become a very amazing author, amazing storyteller, amazing movie producer. But in terms of consistency and inconsistency, let me tell you a little bit about him. Stephen King was broke and struggling when he was first trying to write. He lived in a trailer with his wife, also a writer, and they both worked multiple jobs to support their family while pursuing their craft. They were so poor, they had to borrow clothes for their wedding. Wow. And had gotten rid of the telephone because it was too expensive. King received so many rejection letters for his works that he developed a system for collecting them. In his book on writing, he recalls that he had a nail on his wall and that could no longer support the weight of the rejection slips impaled upon it. He replaced the nail with a spike and kept on writing. He received 60 rejections before selling his first short story. He was consistent. The short story called The Glass, and kept on writing. He received The Glass Flow. He received his first short story. He sold it for $35. Even his now best-selling book, Carrie, wasn't a hit at first. After dozens of rejections, he finally sold it for a meager advance to Doubleday Publishing, where the hardback sold only 13,000 copies. Not great. Soon after, though, Signet Books signed on the paperback rights for $400,000 and $200,000, of which all of it went to King. And then success became inevitable from there. So stay consistent in whatever you've decided to do. Be laser focused. Do not look to the left or to the right. Stay consistent in what you've chosen to do, and don't second guess yourself. I love that I guess I want you to put in a chat group. I'm going to give examples like Hyacinth. He's, decided he's going to be the best soccer player in the world. And he's consistently showing how he gets up in the morning, does his exercise. He has an exercise plan. On his off season, he's still doing exercises. And we're seeing results for him. Last year, 2 years ago, he was 2 seasons ago, they were 0 right at the bottom of his team. He worked really hard and his team became second best this season that finished last week. And he now it tells us that he's consistent and he wants to go into the more professional team and go further, right? Rubika set her eyes and Flint to say, I'm going to bury the cake business. Hallelujah. And and I'm going to start another business of care and service and support that is not only going to help a lot more change the industry, but it's also going to make a lot more incredible amount of income, support a lot more people in the community, and give even jobs to people locally, right? What about you? What is something that you've set your face to do and you're not looking to the left or right? Like when we started the wealth creation, we appear every Monday. And we said, doesn't matter who turns up, we want to bring consistency here because we know we're bringing people up, we're developing people. And as we see fruit, even if it's just one person, it's powerful, but we want to see all of you get to a better place. So I want you to write down in the chat group, what is something you're doing right now that you're working on, that you're going, this is how I am firm, I'm not moving to the left or right, and I'm going to see it take place. What is the consistency in it, and how are you doing it? Write it down, whether it's one word, whether it's an idea, whether it's something you're in your career, whether it's a study thing, whether it's whatever it is, just similar to what I've just given it with Hyacinth and with Rubika. What about others? Create wealth with many ventures. Amazing. I love that. What about others? Product development. Beautiful. Give us a little more detail, John, if you can type in what sort of product. Is that a particular product, or is it just a digital product, a physical product? I like that. I like that you've got something you're setting your eyes on and saying, this is what I'm going to do. What about others? Becoming a successful, profitable trader. Awesome, Emmanuel. Not yet. Okay, good. But you've set your face on it and you're deciding, I'm going to do this regardless of what the failures are. I'm going to look at the success. The most successful people in life have failed more than the failures in life. Do you guys know that? The most successful people in life have failed more than the failures because they didn't give up. All right. Physical product, beautiful. Develop wealth with land, real estate, love it. Awesome, Margaret. What about others? Okay, what have you set your face and you go, I'm so focused. And some of you might say, I actually haven't thought of anything. Great. This is the idea to start working on things. Okay. If you work on too many things, nothing takes place. If you work on 1 or 2 things and just set your focus, some of you can only handle 1, focus on 1. But if you can handle more than 1, then do 1 or 2, but don't do 10 or 20. All right. So keep writing those down. Love to hear from everyone. Travel around the globe with family. P61 in wealth and leadership. Amazing. All right. 10 hurdles in manifesting our dreams. We're up to number 5. Number 5 is limiting beliefs. Have you ever felt like you have this imposter syndrome? You're saying something that's not matching with what you're going through in your life. Or you got negative past experience, the deeper psychological reasons or fear of failure that limit you from your hurdle, from your manifesting. It becomes a hurdle to your manifesting your dreams. Okay, deep-seated beliefs about what's possible or what we deserve can restrict our actions and mindsets. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10 again, how many of you have limiting beliefs that you can't believe for a $5 million income from your business or company or trading per year because it's limited? Your mind's limited to, how could I even earn that amount? But I can only earn maybe 100,000 or 200,000 US. So what are the limits? Or how could I talk to 50,000 people? I'm scared to even talk to 5 or 6 people. Or how could I see this record label break the $1 million sales? And so how many of you on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, no, this doesn't affect me, to 10 being this really affects me, have limiting beliefs? And I must say, I have had to deal with this also in the recent past of saying, can I really speak, and am I talking the talk and walking the walk? So that kind of imposter syndrome. If something in the past didn't go as well, how do I know it's going to go well this time? That almost that negative past experience as well. Not so much the fear of failure or deeper psychological reasons, but I might not know about the psychological reasons till I go deep in. So I've got a few people who are above 5. Okay. So how do we flip this? What's the flip of limiting beliefs? Empowering beliefs. Okay, having beliefs that empower you, that excite you. How many of you have ever had a negative belief and then you have limiting beliefs, but then as you start to talk to people about your dreams and ideas and thoughts, and you're talking to a group of people who are just as excited for you as you are, you just start to feel empowered. Anyone feels like that? And if you do, put a yes in the chat group. If it's a no, say no. But I see this all the time. Like when I feel like a bit low, I start to talk about my dreams and aspirations. I start to speak it out and I start to empower myself. And especially when it's around others who agree, who are excited, like even now talking to you guys, it empowers me, it excites me, it encourages me. All right. So when we have limiting beliefs, turn them around to empowering beliefs. Mark 11:23 says, truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, go throw yourself into the sea, and does not doubt in their heart, but believes what they say will happen, it will be done for them. Our beliefs, guys, are greater than our doubts if we believe in it. All right. If we believe, our beliefs are greater than our doubts. Awesome. Now let's have a look at this. Who knows who this one is? Does anyone know who this amazing lady is? Come on, come on. Bubble B. Yes, it is Beyonce. They call it the Lemonade Singer. The Lemonade Singer, in a rare 2016 interview with the Elle, explained this decision to define the word feminist within the lyrics of a single Flawless and embrace the term throughout her Mrs. Carter show tour, during which she performed in front of a backdrop with feminist in big, bold letters. That's very courageous of her in terms of how people would look at feminism. She says this, I put the definition of feminist in my song and on my tour, not for propaganda or to proclaim to the world that I'm a feminist, but to give clarity to the true meaning. I'm not really sure people know or understand what a feminist is, but it's very simple. It's someone who believes in equal rights for men and women. I don't understand the negative connotation of the word or why it would exclude the opposite sex. If you're a man who believes your daughter should have the same opportunities and rights as your son, then you're a feminist. I like that. I think I'm a feminist. If we need men and women to understand the double standards that still exist in this world, and we need to have a real if we need men and women to understand the double standards that still exist in the world, and we need to have a real conversation so we can begin to make changes. Great. How many of you think that's awesome? You know, she has an empowering belief that she goes for it, and she's stopped her self-limiting beliefs when others would use that word in a very different way. And I love what she has done. Kudos to her. All right, number 6, guys, external obstacles. 10 hurdles that 10 hurdles in manifesting our dreams, external obstacles. Practical challenges like financial constraints, lack of resources, or unsupportive environments can play a role in stopping us from manifesting our dreams. So on a scale of 1 to 10 again, 1 being this does not bother me, this does not stop my dreams, to 10, this definitely stops my dreams. I think I'm going to get a few high above 5s here. But practical challenges like financial constraints, lack of resources, or unsupportive environments, how many of you feel like that has really stopped your dream manifestation? Yeah, we've got some high numbers there. And again, this is a reality check for yourself. Okay, there's a check that you begin to say, oh, you know, how do I overcome this? So what's the flip side? Having a right attitude, even when you can't, because external obstacles, we can't sometimes change them. What's the attitude we have? What's the right attitude we have in the midst of those challenges? Philippians 4:8 says, one final thing, fix your thoughts on what is true, honorable, right, pure, and lovely, and admirable. Think about these things that are excellent and worthy of praise. So What I have found in my personal life is when any of these external obstacles have come against my manifesting of my dreams, I just stop and go back to my mind, because remember, this is a mindset change. I don't let the external affect the internal, and I don't let the external dictate to the internal. I try to get my internal to look at the external with different eyes, and I change my attitude. How many of you know that your attitude determines your altitude? The level you fly at is determined by the attitude that you have. Who knows this dude? Now, if you want to talk about someone who had obstacles that are outside of himself, very interesting. I didn't know about this till I did some research. Albert E, yes, well done. Albert Einstein didn't speak until he was 4 years old. Did you know that? Albert Einstein did not speak till he was 4 years old. He didn't have the best childhood. In fact, many people thought he was just a dud. He never spoke for the first 3 years of his life. And throughout elementary school, many of his teachers thought he was lazy and wouldn't make anything of himself. Is this who you think the challenges Albert Einstein would have had? You know, one of the most amazing, smart people in history. He always received good marks, but his head was in the clouds, conjuring up abstract questions people couldn't understand. But he kept thinking, and well, he eventually developed the theory of relativity, which many of us still can't wrap our heads around. Amazing. I love this picture. What do you guys think the next problem is? The next hurdle, the thing that stops us from manifesting our dreams. Huh? How many of you are going to love this guy? How many of you are going to love this fella? So number 7 is poor planning. Poor planning. Okay. Poor planning is one of those things that can stop us in our dreams. On a scale of 1 to 10 again, 1 being this does not affect me, 10 being yes, this is something that does stop me from manifesting my dreams. Without a well thought out plan, it's easy to get off track or feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of our dreams. So how many people just jump into things without planning, without thinking through, and they haven't had enough of a few steps to think about, oh, this might not work. And just like this guy who has a good intention to cut off the branch, but is just sitting on the wrong side of it, poor planning can lead to very disastrous situations. So scale of 1 to 10, is this something that affects any of you? 1 being, no, it doesn't. 10 being, absolutely. It is crazy. I am terrible at planning, and so my poor planning gets me into trouble all the time. That's number 10. Number 1 is, hey, this doesn't affect me. I'm a big planner. I'm really good at planning. I look at every step. I'm concise. And obviously, I don't think there's anyone's going to be a 1 or a 10, but people are going to be in between. So we go 1, 7. What about others? 3, 10, 9. I think it too much. Yes. Yes, you do. 7, 6. Nice. Okay. 1. Amazing. All right. So Proverbs 21:5 says, good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. All right. So that's a good saying. That's really good for those who, now it's on for an overthinker. So an overthinker is not a great planner. I just want to let you guys know. All right. So don't feel that you have to overthink things. But an underthinker, someone who's spontaneous without plan. Now you can be a planner who's spontaneous. So like I, for example, with 4-wheel driving, I can spontaneously go 4-wheel driving when I had my 4-wheel drive before my kids kidnapped it. But that's another story for another day. Because I had planned all the 4-wheel drive equipment that I needed. I had spoken to some experts and I had all the plans in place. So when I was impromptu needed to go there, I can jump in the car, throw my gear in because I've planned beforehand, but still be spontaneous about when I go. Does that make sense? So when we say poor planning, it's like you haven't thought through. So for example, if you, Mark was saying about real estate. So if you are into real estate, then plan and be ready for when an opportunity comes that you can go, yep, I'm jumping in. I do my quick review and I'm jumping in. If you're into buying crypto, like some of us are buying crypto and Forex, and it's like, if we plan, then when the right time comes, right, we jump in. Okay, when the Bitcoin is at that point where it's nice and juicy to buy all the altcoins because they've dropped, yeah, we jump in. Who's with me, right? You get that? So that's good planning. All right. It's not just a spontaneous thing, but the buy it has to be done immediately, but there's planning that's happened beforehand. So what's the flip of poor planning? Plan with intent. Plan with intent. All right, guys, we're on number 7. We've got 3 more to go after this. Who is this guy? Now, I had to put the thing next to it so it would help you a little bit, but someone's got to guess who this guy is. Okay. Hey, Ford. Yes, this is Henry Ford. Henry Ford, while Ford is today known for his innovative assembly line and American-made cars, he wasn't an instant success. Look, remember I told you, successful people have failed more times than failures. All right. So don't look at your failures and go, it's not going to work. All right. Successful people, come on, point to your nose or point to yourself and say, successful people have failed more times than failures. All right. You got to get that through your mind and your head. It is not a problem to fail. It's what you do with the failure, the lesson you learn from it, and don't repeat it. All right. In fact, in Ford's early businesses, they failed and left him broke 5 times before he founded the successful Ford Motor Company. Amazing, right? Okay, number 8. Who thinks they know what number 8 is? This is very important. This is actually very, very close to my heart. Lack of support. Surrounding ourselves with unsupportive or negative people can drain our motivation and energy. And I've certainly seen that. And I thank God for the recent years of having an amazing family like you guys, and my wife and my mom and my sister and my children who are supportive. But I went many years without a supportive family, without a support group, because I was hanging around the wrong people. So how many of you have felt that, I even remember being told by someone, I'm your dream killer. So don't dream because I'll kill your dreams. Wow, that was pretty brazen of that person. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being lack of support is not an issue for me. 10 being it's a huge issue for me. And I realize that I've been hanging around the wrong people and I don't have that support. I don't have people in my corner. That's a number 10. 1 is I'm good. What would you put? Yeah. I suspect that might be high for some of you as well, because this is a big thing. That's why it's important to find our tribe. So awesome. For a couple of you, it's not a problem at all anymore. Great. The 1s mean not a problem, not an issue. 5s and above means it is an issue to look to. I don't have that support. And sometimes I feel I lack it and it drains me. All right. So the flip of it is you need to find the I believe in you tribe. Okay. I am so blessed with our Kingdom P61 Atmosphere 12-2 and our P61 Kingdom family. I'm so blessed because I have a group of people that just make me feel like we believe in you. Let's go. All right. I love that. We just are able to do more and greater things with that I believe in you tribe. And so if you don't have that, please find it. Be part of it. And here, this is one area that you can jump in on a Monday for an hour to 90 minutes and be able to have a tribe of people that believe in you and with you. So Joshua 23, 9-10 says, God has driven out superpower nations before you. And up to now, no one has been able to stand up to you. Now, I'm reading this from a point of view that even if you feel like you have no one to support you, you've got the most amazing creator of the universe supporting your back. Got your back, supporting you. He's in front of you. Think of it. One of you single-handedly putting 1,000 on the run, because God is God, you're God. How many of you think that's a great scripture, right? That's a great one to have whenever you think that you're alone. Who knows this guy? In fact, Rubika shared on this when she's doing her dreaming session with us. Lack of support. Thank you guys for sharing. Yeah, some of you feel no support around you. And that's something that you can change, okay? Because find your I believe in you tribe. That is not Colonel Sanders. Oh my gosh, Rubika, I thought you would know this one. Look at the background. It'll give you... That is not Colonel. Colonel Sanders had a white beard and a white Goatee. And little bow tie. What's his thing? Who knows what this is? Hey, WD, Walt Disney. Yes, I didn't see those ones. There, well done, guys. Walt Disney is a great example of a well-known, successful person who never had his family's support. Did you know that? Disney's father disapproved of his work and did not encourage him to pursue his ambition of becoming an animator. Wow. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Number 9. 2 more to go, guys. And I'm just taking you through these so that you can figure out which ones are the ones that have really, really stopped you and you can now flip them. Impatience. Impatience. Achieving significant goals takes time, and impatience can lead to frustration and giving up prematurely. The flip of impatience is confident, peaceful patience. So how many of you on a scale of 1 to 10, again, 1 being impatience is not an issue for me, I'm a very patient person, to 10 being I am super impatient, would say that's been something that stopped you? And I'll give you a clue. Sometimes if you're after the get rich quick, that's an impatience. Okay, that's a high, that's above 5. If you're on if you're someone who's like, I just need to get wealth tomorrow, I need to be a millionaire tomorrow, but I don't want to take the time to learn, to grow, know how to keep my wealth, not just grab wealth, but keep it, grow it, pass it down. All right, then it becomes impatient. Great, they've got different varying people. Some are high, some are low. All right, and remember, you're not running out of time. Okay, one of the things we're learning to talk about is that we are in charge of our time, and all things work together for good to them that know their purposes. Okay. So confident, peaceful patience would be the flipping of it. So for those who have rated a high on this, that they're impatient, this will be the flip of it. And hopefully that'll help you to discover that flipping it is going to make a big difference for you. Psalm 37:7 says, be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. So don't worry if others are ahead of you. Not everyone is ahead of you is wicked, but don't worry if someone is ahead of you and you haven't got there yet. You will. Be patient. Stick to the plan. All right? All right. Everyone's got to know this person. Who is this person? All right. And since you know him, you got to put his proper title today, what he is known as today. Okay? Patience. If there's anyone who's patient, it's this guy. Charlie. That's so bad. Naughty, naughty. Guys, you all got it wrong. It's Prince Charles III, all right? Get it right. King Charles, not Prince. King Charles III. King Charles III became king of England at the age of 73. He is and has been the longest serving heir apparent in the history of the monarchy before becoming a king. How's that for a long job interview? Okay, this is a real life example of patience. 73 years. Amazing. Yes, thank you. King Charles III. We honor him. He's a good man. All right, finally, number 10. Now, this is a biggie for some. Some of you may not be, some of you may not even have been aware of it. Number 10 is unresolved issues. Unresolved issues that stop at our hurdles in manifesting our dreams. Personal issues, past traumas, or emotional baggage can hold us back from fully pursuing and achieving our dreams. Scale of 1 to 10. How many of you feel like maybe there's some unresolved issues? You might have had a conflict with someone. You might have had ongoing issues with people or in your workplace or and it can stop you from whatever dreams you have because all you do is think about those, or they've made you mad or upset or hurt. And so you've allowed those to push your buttons. Emotional traumas and emotional baggage that have come through. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being this is absolutely kind of stopping my dreams. Wow, got a 10, got a 6. Yeah. Okay. Good, because guys, this is a tough one and often unspoken of, and it's important to be aware of. I used to be like that, but not anymore. Wow. Love it, Emmanuel. Amazing. So, some of you have said some things, we used to be like this, but we've changed it. I want you to, others who take note of these people and talk to them. What did you do? What did you do differently? How did you manage that? Ephesians 4:26-27 says, in your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry, and do not give the devil a foothold. unresolved issues, as hard as they are and make you feel like a victim, need to be confronted. And part of that is because without it being confronted, how many of you, and maybe Emmanuel can tell us this, because he used to be on a high and now he's gone down, but those who are on high, is there a level of anger that comes in, a level of, distrust and anger and just frustration and injustice, feeling like injustice and that victimized thing? Did you guys go through that? Emmanuel, did you go through that sort of stuff with unresolved issues when it was a high?
Absolutely. It makes me just keep running around the circle and it consumes me. I can't really think negative and I'm stuck in within the line, and all I do is just think about that person or wherever the event is until I was reading a book, I forgot the title back in the years. So the author was narrating the story. He said 10% is the event, then 90% is how we react to that event.
Wow.
So I got stuck up there and I had to metamorphosize my thinking. And sometimes you need to hold things, you need to let things go, because when you're pinning things down, you're actually pinning yourself. The person is not going and you are not going. So I had to let go to make a little progress, and it's been helping.
Beautiful. I love that. 10% is the issue and 90% is how you
react to the issue, to the event. Yeah.
To the event. Amazing. Amazing. That's a very powerful revelation and self-awareness. Thank you for sharing that, bro. Guys, that unresolved issues can really stop us. I want to put in some perspective. For example, if you have an issue at work and it's getting you down and it's stressing you out and all those things, and it's stopping you from manifesting your dreams, where those dreams will give you freedom of time and freedom of finance and resources to do whatever you want to do. Let me ask you a question. Once, if you achieve those dreams, would you really worry about the conflict at work? Because you won't be at work anymore, right? So sometimes don't allow those things to stop you from achieving the next thing that's going to actually take you away from those situations as well. But it's also important that when you go away from those, you still face the issues, because otherwise they'll come back again in another way, in another environment, another place. Make sense? Okay, so baggage is very, very important to be aware of. Yes, we need to regulate emotions. So how do we flip unresolved issues? I call it facing issues with our values. Facing issues with our values. This is very important. I might do a session on this if we have enough people who think this might be important to tackle, on how we go into the arena of conflict with our values. This has absolutely changed me and helped me so much in being able to understand and work through unresolved issues and by working through conflict. Anyone know who this lady is? Amazing lady. Very, very, very articulate on vulnerability. Yes, Brene Brown, well done. And she says this: how will focusing on your values help you in dealing with difficulties in your life? If we possess a clear sense of purpose and direction and act according to our values, then we are less likely to feel overwhelmed or be knocked off course when we experience challenging situations. So in the chat group, I just want to get a feel, how many of you, because a lot of you put highs on this, would feel like maybe we could do a session on how do we get into the arena of conflict and resolve unresolved issues through our values. And this is not about facing our conflict. This is about finding our values and using that in the arena with great support around us. If you think this would be useful to you, I want to put a yes in the chat group, because then I'll do a session on it one of these Mondays, because that has really set me up as such a helpful thing some years back when I read Brené's material. I brought it to some of our leadership as well. Awesome. Okay, that sounds like yes. Let's do that. All right, guys. So we're nearly towards the end of this, and I want to get some feedback from you guys. 5 ways to manifest dreams, ideas, and thoughts to reality. What's the definition of manifesting? Manifesting is based on the idea that you can think your dreams into reality. By having a clear vision and focusing on it through a variety of manifestation methods, you can attract your dream into your life. That's the definition of manifestation. Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, you create your thoughts create your intentions create your reality. That is powerful. All right. So this is a snapshot of what we've talked about today. If you want to take a screenshot of that, you can. If you want to pop it into our wealth creation group as well, that'll be really awesome, so that it's a reminder for everyone. Manifesting our dreams can be challenging for a variety of reasons, and here are some of the hurdles we've talked about: self-doubt, fear, failure, lack of clarity, inconsistent effort, limiting beliefs, external obstacles, poor planning, lack of support, impatience, and unresolved issues. But for each of those, we've talked about the flip side of how we can redeem and overcome these. Rather than stopping them, we just flip it. All right. Awesome. So remember this: no matter what dreams and vision you have for yourself, you are the one that's responsible for its manifestation. For any grand dream, you will have critics. People will call you unreasonable, and self-doubt will try to sneak into your soul and darken your vision. Manifest through them. Here ended the lesson. All right. Just before we finish off, let's get some feedback from everyone. Few people want to unmute. How has this helped you? 1 minute, 2 minutes. What's something that's jumped out that's helped you in this? Remember, this is all about wealth creation, mindset change. But if we have these obstacles with our manifestation of our dreams, which I know all of our dreams will include resources as well. So what's jumped out at you? What's helped you? And if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask as well. Always takes the first one to unmute before everyone else. Go for it, Emmanuel. There you go. You got the first one.
I want to say a big, turn on my light so you can see my face. I want to say a very big thank you to you once again, because like you normally said, repetition leads to mastering. You know, sometimes it's not that we do not know some of all these stuffs. We do know, but we lack the zeal. You know, Jesus said in the Holy Book, the zeal to do the will of my Father consumes me like fire. So we lack that zeal that consumes us. And I want to read a phrase from the book that I've been reading, which really resonates to me so greatly. So it says, the intelligence that guides, the thinking that guides your intelligence is much more important than how much intelligence you have.
Wow. Read that again. That's powerful.
It says the thinking that guides your intelligence, it's much more important than how much intelligence you have.
Wow.
So this is like, I normally call stuff like this. I just call it like my mind clinic. You know, like during the COVID time, we need to sanitize our hands. Sometimes, not really sometimes, regularly, we need to sanitize our thinking. Sorry, messages are coming on my WhatsApp, so it might be sorry. So I want to say a very big thank you, because, I mean, I think I'm in the right path based on the teachings, based on how I've been reconstructing my life, because sometimes you have this clear plan, but sometimes you go back to see the mistakes you make. You come to a program like this, you go back to make amendment. The goal is still there, the vision is still intact, but you just sometimes need to re-strategize on getting to where you are. So it's really been helpful, and I can see my lapses as well. I'm still a work in progress. I'm not there yet. So listening to teachings like this, I can see my lapses as well and make amendments to make me the better me and see me grow from where I am to where I want to be. I want to say very thank you to you.
Thank you too. I'm just listening to you and going, how much you have grown from when we first started this program. to just now in the way you're articulating and the way you're talking and the confidence that's coming from it, bro. Very proud. Amazing. Thank you. Love that. Very powerful. Anyone else who would like to share?
Yes.
Yes, Teresa.
Yes, I understand successful people have failed more times than the failures.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, because I have got a lot of experiences, because I have the vision of making wealth. Then I have made some attempts which were not successful. That could have made me to stop, but I continued.
Wow.
Like during the COVID, you know, I was a student by then. Then the government asked us to take some of our money for our upkeep. Then I had to take up 10,000 from my explanation. Then I gave it to somebody for investment. Eventually, the whole money was gone. So I said, okay, that's one of those things. Then secondly, I made another attempt, which is still holding. It doesn't stop me because I know that all these are challenges. So with this, successful people have failed more times than the failures, keeps me going.
Wow.
So that is what I believe now. That's what I've learned from that, because I would have said no. Maybe I'm not blessed to have money or anything. But I said no, I must continue.
Wow.
So with all the challenges, I have the belief that with God, all things are possible. Once you believe in it, then you pursue it. That is the manifestation. That's it. That's what I understand today. So failing does not stop me from achieving my goal. Like you say, successful people have failed more times than the failures. So failures, I'll never quit until I get to where I'm going. So that's it.
Amazing. I like what you said. Once you believe it, then you pursue it.
Yeah.
That's powerful. I don't know if you guys get that, but that is powerful. Awesome. Thank you. Great that jumped out at you. That's something that's I mean, I think everyone here who's been successful in something, would you agree that you have failed as well? You've had failures to get to that success, right? So absolutely for all of us, the same thing. Who else wants to share for 2-3 minutes?
Yeah, I will. Thank you for what you've taught today, because I like the idea of the flipping.
Yeah.
That's a really good way of looking at things, because it's very easy to keep looking at the negative. But when you flip it to the positive and then start dwelling on what you flipped it to, it helps.
Yeah,
so thank you for that. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes, that is important, because for me, it's practical. If something is a problem, well, what's the solution? How do I flip that? How do I change that? Because I think the more those who've hung around me realize is that if we always think about the negative, we are manifesting the negative. And that's not a reality we want to live in. So but we don't pretend the negative is not there. When we see the negative, is like, how do I flip that to being a positive thing, to being something that's actually going to be that's going to build me up rather than pull me down, that's going to construct me rather than deconstruct me, so that's important. So awesome. 1 or 2 more.
Look, I was actually trying to think what I did get out of it. And I knew I got a lot out of it, because it was really very good, Rueben. But Rebecca really did. And flipping, it just really spoke to me, because I really got a revelation that, I've just spent too much time dwelling on the negative of what I've done, instead of, I haven't been able to see the possibility of turning it around, or what the solution is. So, that is going to really make a difference for me, I think.
Awesome. Love that. Yes. So that's something for all of us. Whenever you hit a negative thing, is to think about how do we flip it. But we're not pretending the negative thing is not there. So the idea of today, the obstacles, is like, okay, we can identify with negative, right? We identify with the obstacle, the problem. There's an issue, there's a concern. But then if by flipping it, it allows us then to have a working solution which I love when Rubika coined the vision being a pathway. So it allows my dreams to move into a vision, a pathway to actually seeing some manifestation happening, to actually seeing the reality of it, which is exciting. Okay, beautiful.
And can I just say, it just brings up a situation that occurred when I was in about prep, I think, or grade 1. And I can remember thinking, you know, I can't do maths. I can't get it. It's really hard. And my mother thought that I needed to have tutoring back in that time when really nobody did that, really. But anyway, one of the people in the church parish, he was a teacher, one of the fathers. And anyway, I went and had tutoring with him at this young age with blocks, you know, the blocks that we used to have. I don't know what you call them. They were in a little box. They were special blocks that help with maths. Anyway, I still remember thinking that, you know, I just couldn't do this. And there was a test that was done for us in very early primary school. And I obviously failed this test abysmally. And the person who did the test gave an interview to all the parents and basically told my mother, don't expect too much of her. She'll never make it to VCE or HSE, as we used to call it. And, you know, my mother just had that in her head all that time because this so-called professional told her that. And yet I was always motivated as I was going forward in school to do well and to get ahead, and knew exactly what I was going to do. But I felt as though it was all on my own part. I never felt like I really got the support from my parents because I don't think they really, really thought I could do it, maybe. I don't know, because they were told by this so-called professional who thought he knew everything. But I'd never...
a limiting belief for you.
Yeah, limiting beliefs for me. And I just feel that was... I don't remember my mother saying it to me, or don't expect too much. I don't remember anything like that. She never told me that till I was older, when I was grown up, that this had been said. But I always felt there was something that was influencing. I just never felt like there was a lot of encouragement or pushing, forward. And now I've just had that, I've just got it, that's what it was. Because they heard what they heard, they believed it, and then somehow it influenced how they were with me.
Very interesting. Yeah, good observation. And it's good that you've recognized for yourself it's the lack of support, and now you've got that support around you. And it's very empowering when you have people who believe in you, not just believe in anything, but actually believing in the vision you have that empowers you. And one thing I'm really wanting you guys, the next stage for, is that each of you are making empowered decisions and using all of us as a backdrop to that. And that's something that Emmanuel mentioned earlier as well, that I wanted to mention. Is like this, it's like you can either come to me for advice, or you can use the information and become your own person who knows how to make those decisions. And that's what we want you to be, because when you become self-sufficient, then you not only can have a toolbox that you can use, but you can help others as well. And that way, whether I'm here or any of the others that are presenting are here or not is immaterial. The information now is passed down. You've got fruit. You're empowered yourself to be able to make better decisions. And that should be that level of maturity. It's not just, oh, tell me the answers, because we're not in school. We're having a coaching and a mentoring place where we can just be empowered, and then say, okay, how do I practically put this into my life? So it's very exciting. Awesome. Guys, thank you for the time. It's also just good to see Pastor Innocent and Pastor Samuel on again. They're in Dubai, and I really appreciate with the timing their work and all that they've jumped in to listen in, and it's great. Patrick, good to see you as well. We've one of your first times. Essie, good to have you on. We'll have a chat afterwards. So excellent. If there's no questions, comments, thoughts, I'm going to pass it back to our amazing host, Hyacinth. But before we do that, Hyacinth, I want you to first tell me what you got from today, and then you can finish the meeting off. And we're going to just have a few people stay back who are wanting to know more about this treasure NFT. Some of you we've had some chats who haven't got in yet. So if any of you want to just check out this high risk platform, but it's a really good opportunity, please feel free to stay back as well. But I think Pastor Samuel, SC, I've suggested to you guys if you can stay, and we want to just have a quick chat about it. And if anyone else wants, they're welcome to stay back and listen in. So, Hyacinth, over to you, my boy. Thank you again. You've done a great job.
Thank you so much, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Loud and clear, and you look very smart.
Yeah, awesome. For me, what I really liked about it was about I believe in my tribe. Like, you know how most of the times when you do home church, most of you encourage me and to keep telling me to keep going. And most of the time you feel like you just can't make you feel like you're not confident enough and you're not gonna reach the place, and you feel like everything is just dragging you down. Most of the people are telling you you're not gonna make it. So if you believe, most of the time you feel like you're alone, but like when you said you have God beside you, he's always with you everywhere you go, and he'll always support you, and you have a tribe, and also manifesting in your dreams and keep believing in it. And I think that's what really caught me, and I think it's an amazing thing. So yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. It's good to see a lot of people joining on, and it's amazing. People from all the way from Dubai taking your time, couple hours being here. That's amazing. So yeah, thank you so much. And Auntie M, would you like to say anything, or would you like me to close up the meeting?
Thank you, Hyson. It's an honor for him as a young man, growing up into leadership. I'm really honored by you and your efforts. And like you said, self-doubt. It's not only you that goes through it, but there are many people that go through this challenge, and see that as like how we flip it. We see that as a positive challenge to say, hey, God is on our side, like you said. That goes encouragement for the rest of everyone that is watching live. God is on our side, and he's always going to be there regardless, whether if we think of ourselves, self-doubt, thinking of excuses on why should we not go forward with what is our calling and what is our purpose. But in saying this, thank you, Hyson, and thank you, Rebecca, thank you, Ruben, thank you, P61 family, and also for everyone else that would like to join next week, you're more welcome, and it's a free training course. And also just invite 1 or 2 people that would love to see this session. Yes, Hyson, you are on fire. And remember, always be yourself. Be true to who you are, and be true to your calling. And invite someone next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, everyone. Hoping to see you all next Monday, and invite. Keep inviting. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night. Bye-bye.
Awesome.